Good morning, folks. I'm happy that you guys tapped on the link and followed over to YouTube. Folks have asked me what's going on. Hadn't seen anything. Well, been pretty busy, as you can imagine, trying to stay on top of what's going on the farm. We're managing a half an acre here, and we have New Girl tomatoes over here. We also have a couple rows of sunflowers out here. Then we have our third succession of green beans here. This row right here, right there. And then we have Galahad tomatoes. They're in between what you want to call your beefsteaks and your Romas. Really manageable size tomato. And then we have 55 hills of zucchini. Look down through there, man, they're going nuts. They're blooming left to right. We have zucchini that are about 3 to 4 inches. I think we should have something about 6-7 inches this week. According to their size, 8-9 inches. We'll take some to the market this weekend. In addition to that, we have our German Johnson tomatoes here, and briefly I'm going to show you what I've been working on with these German Johnson tomatoes. We have a roll of German Johnson here and a roll of German Johnson here, and let's look here briefly and you'll see our kale. Man, that kale looks really good. We've harvested from that kale for the last 2-3 weeks down through there. Kale looks good. We also put out another succession planting of kale. Let me show you what we're doing. We've got a couple ways that we're going to stake our tomatoes. And here, we're just going to stake them straight and then tie them off. And then as I proceed further, in the middle, we're going to have cattle panels. And then at the end, we're going to do the weave where we would put T-posts, and then we will, every 4 feet, 6 feet, and then we will weave a string in between each tomato and the T-post that will allow us to weed the tomatoes up through there. But meanwhile, I really wanted to show you today is how we're staking our tomatoes and what we're doing and getting those babies ready for harvest. So what we've done is that we put compost on both sides of our tomatoes here. Don't necessarily need to do that, but we chose to take a run and see how that goes here. But this first 40 feet here, we just simply stake. And we also are going to put compost on both sides. This is organic compost from Charlie's in Calhoun, Kentucky. So it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to provide nutrients. Then it's also going to suppress a little bit of weeds, but it's not going to suppress much. But it's also going to help the temperatures to stay cool as well. Listen, folks, we're not at a place on our farm where we're no-till 100%, but we're going to do what we can when we can to help in that process. This stuff is quite expensive. We can't put it everywhere, but at least we're going to do it here. Now, what we started to do, you can't tell, but here, we didn't do a good enough job here. But we want to kind of prune from the bottom up and start getting the plants leaves off the ground. I think you can see that here. We've gotten better as we progressed here. And then what we've done is just kind of clean those up and come up. And mainly what we've done is identify that major, I hope I didn't jack this up, identify that major stock for each tomato, and then we come up from there. There's one of our many German Johnson tomatoes. We'll kind of clean up here as well. Yeah, you can see that there. There you go. Let's go down here and do 1 or 2 and see what's going on. Well, right here we got a really nice looking German Johnson. You see how that looks over there? How that looks there. Let's go down through here. Now, here, we're not tying up at all. We're cleaning it up. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna weave that tomato plant, see what we've done there, into this cattle panel. And as it gets bigger, we'll weave it in and out through there. But let me go and see if I can do one of these with you guys. Let's see here. This one right here, let's do this one. Let's see here. I think first thing I want to go in and identify where that major stalk is. And here is going to be your major stalk. So I'm going to take this off. I look up and I come up here and see if there's any bulbs, and I do see some here. So I'm not going to take this one off. See some here. But I will clean up some of these bottom leaves. Then I go over here. This one's going pretty good. And we do not have any blooms up top here. But I'm going to clean off the bottom here. And then over here, let's see here. This one right here. Let's see here. So what we'll do is just let that breathe and come up, and then we'll start weaving it in our panel here. Let's see how this goes, but hope this helps someone. Hope I didn't screw this up, but we'll see how it goes.